Hey guys, everybody in the Discord channel. I'm doing a video update this morning for you. Get these out of the way. I have to do some shopping later today. I have to load up on some meat, guys. Just give you an idea what's going on here with Bitcoin, going over the algos and show you that basically what I'm looking at is Bitcoin's going to be going up and to the right. I do just looking at it right now. It's in the topping process, um, according to the algos. I can go in more detail if somebody wants me to do that. But one of the things. Let me go over here to a weekly chart. One of the things over here that I made mention before is you see these numbers over here to the right. So I went over this briefly in another video. Let me go to the ppm1, ppm2. I'm going to go down here to the ppm 200. The number that it's at 0.38. And let me pull that open for you guys. Now, there's actually a chart. Bob is the creator of these algorithms. They were created over a period of literally, you can say since I think the early 1980s, because he's trying to figure out how to system to get into markets. It actually came onto a program, I think, in the 90s, and then he made it available to the public, I think, in early 2000s. And then this year, 2023, is the first year where you actually see the predictive algos now. So for those that don't know, this is not some sort of algorithm that was made last week or last month or even last year. So, and it's been improved ever since. And he uses it. That's another reason why I went with it. He has it. He uses it. He trades with it. He shows that he trades with it. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. Here's the ppm 200. This is one thing I wanted to show you guys. So you see this wave that it's going up into, and then you see this down here. The number is 0.45, maybe 0.38. And if you come over here, you see this number 1.41. It went all the way up to let's see, all the way up to like 4. I think this went up to 7. And then you have a peak right here at 3. So what this is telling you, this is measuring price pressure momentum. So it is a sophisticated momentum indicator, guys. And what is going on here? It's telling us that this is not an impulsive move. Okay, it's some sort of corrective bounce. More than likely, guys, it would be, if it was an impulsive move, it would be more high. We should have seen a number up here in at least probably for Bitcoin in the ones, near the ones. Okay. So, and in the ppm 200 here on the weekly, you can see right now that it's in a trend, a massive correction, and then there's a spike, and you can see what the algorithm is predicting next. Now, to go into details on this ppm, what this means, when you see you have a first derivative and a second derivative, when it is going to slice through, when it's telling you it's going to slice through both of those and come very, very deep like that, it's telling you it's going to come right through this 200 period moving average. Okay, so here's the peak on the algorithm. It actually goes a little bit higher, okay, into this area. So when you get down here, you know how these algorithms can work is that when they have a peak and they start going down, these right here could all be thrusts up too, depending on where it rolls over. Okay, so here's the peak. And then once it starts getting down, it's going to be coming right through the 200 period moving average. And it looks like right now it's projecting right around probably, I would say February, late January, early February is looking like it's going to be a peak. Now, the price, what I'm saying here, to make a long story short without confusing anybody, is this price pressure momentum in this area. Let me pull it up on a big screen. This is Bitcoin right now. This price pressure momentum in this area is a massive signal, guys, that we're in a corrective bounce and Bitcoin is going to be coming back down. Okay. So just like right here, it's sort of similar to right here. If you see this section on Bitcoin, this was the massive peak when Bitcoin went up to 64,000. And over here is when Bitcoin went to 69,000. And it came down. And now it's over here, and it's going to be correcting the whole cycle over there, guys. Okay. So now for that's the long term right there. So now for this, guys, what's going to be happening on the weekly is all the weeklies are turning pretty much positive, especially it's called the ppm1 and the ppm2. So the ppm1 is for the 9-period moving average. The PPM2 is for the 21. And you can see the 9 is getting ready to accelerate pretty strong in this area, guys. Okay. You see the movement. You see that candle right there, and you see that movement. That's usually, you see little movements in here, can be real big movements in price, guys. Normally, not all the time. It's not a guarantee. And you can see the PPM2, it's getting ready to move out there too, going into October. Okay. So then you can see up here right around the 9th of October, I would say the end of September, the beginning of October is going to be the correction more likely in that area. Okay. And then you can see on the PPM3, which is the 40-period moving average, right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has a thrust up. So more than likely, it's the algos on the weekly are telling me that Bitcoin is probably in an area. It's going to come back down. It could come back down a little bit more, and it's probably going to shoot up like one of these again and then go sideways, is what I'm thinking according to the weekly. Okay, guys. So now on the daily, yeah, a little bit different look. You can see it's coming down in the daily, and it looks like it's going to spike up. So the daily is kind of telling us it wants to come back down and then shoot back up and then make a correction over here possibly. So that's one thing with the algos, you can't know for sure. But either way, the daily is positive. There's a correction over here. It's positive. It's positive. Here it is on the PPM2. It's positive. This is not quite done. So you can see it'll be positive. It's back down, and then it's positive. And then this is finally going to be finishing off and a positive. On the daily, this updates daily. On the weekly, it updates weekly. And then you're going to have a thrust up. You can see thrust, a little bit of a correction, thrust into the end of September. So the bias right now, according to the algos, is for Bitcoin, guys, is up. Okay. So just in this area, no matter whatever Bitcoin can get down to, will probably be a really good entry for it to get out of there. So right now with Bitcoin, I don't know if it's going to come down and thrust back up. Okay. Like this. It could, or it could just come back down and just shoot straight out of there. That's a possibility. These algos can change. They will adjust. Or if it's going to come back down, come up a little bit and do an extended correction going into the end of August. Okay. Don't know that. I'm just letting you guys know that in this area, more than likely, you should not be too concerned with massive downside. It just isn't there. The weekly algos, the daily algos are positive. Could there be maybe another wick down to 28.6? That's a potential, but I don't see it quite yet. I see maybe I see maybe 29 flat or something like that. Remains to be seen. Now, if Bitcoin does pop up to 30,400, okay, and you're trading Bitcoin, it could be a very, very difficult situation, because this could be an area. Is it going to continue to go? So what I do is I look at the 45-minute, the 30-minute, and the 15-minute chart to try to get an idea if it's going to peaking out using the moving averages. Stays above the moving averages, particularly the 9 and the 21, usually stay in it. If it starts rolling over, then I check it out. You got to go to multiple time frames to check it, because sometimes a correction on the 15-minute chart is just a correction. It's going down to touch it, and then it keeps going back up. So this could be a delicate situation if you're in a trade where it does go up to, like, say 30,300, right? And you're like, okay, this is just the fifth wave, and you could be wrong and you exit and this thing just keeps going. So that's just some things that you might want to pay attention to. So anyhow, with Bitcoin and the long-term strategy that we have, since we have this data, and this is very, very helpful data, absolutely helpful data, guys. Like this people have no idea how helpful this is, because it gives you a general idea what to plan for, how to forecast a little bit with having so much without having so much uncertainty in the market, if you know what I mean. So in this area, I do think that this is an ending wave, that we have some sort of A wave here, potentially a B wave, and it's going up for a C wave, and this is going to become the end of the trend. So in this area, to make the most bang for your buck, unless you get lucky on an altcoin, don't get me wrong, there's some altcoins out there that will rock and roll, like a Unibot or Telegram bots or something that's out there. However, the risk there is that it doesn't. Okay. Um, and then at the same time, too, how much are you willing to put in to that play, right? So if I'm going to put 10K, if you know, I could put 10K in a Bitcoin on a trade, right? I'm not going to put 10K in a Unibot. Okay. To me, that's just not worth the risk. So the level comes down a lot more with Unibot, right? So you have to think of that too, instead of having, like, not to say that you guys do, but this moon boy mentality that it's just going to, you know, rocket up, you know, 400% or 500, 800%. And it very well could, but we're not in that environment right now where that's likely to happen. Okay. I think the probability of these massive moonshots happening are a lot lower. Okay. Even like look at Aptos as an example. Aptos went up pretty good, but what was it, like 50, maybe 40 or 50%? I didn't check it. Is it really, really worth the risk? So if you are going to play with the altcoins on the long side, I would just be aware, like, okay, go look at your risk portfolio, the risk that you're taking. What are the odds that that will go up? We know, you know, the odds right now with Bitcoin is really, really high that it's going to go up. Very, very high. So you can trade it. The altcoins, it just appears that, hey, it's more of a roll of the dice, if you know what I mean, a little bit more risky. So if I see the proper ultimate setup on altcoin, yeah, I mean, I'll take it, but I'm not going to throw in as much as I did on Bitcoin. So my opportunity to make a lot more on Bitcoin is much higher. So that's why I'm focusing on Bitcoin. I hope that makes sense. And I didn't confuse anybody with it, just the basics of it. I think that going into any of these altcoins right now, including Solana, is a risky play. As a matter of fact, I think Solana is going to be coming up for a pretty decent short, like maybe a 15% run on Solana. And after Bitcoin does this run, and Solana can go down. So that's what I'm looking at with Solana. But, you know, here it is. As a matter of fact, I would not be surprised. It might even, let me see, what's 28.8? You know, I mean, honestly, you know, it could come back down to 28.8 or 28.9 again and touch that 21. But here's the trade, guys. Okay. So this is what my plan is to focus on this trade. I'm looking at a move to 32.6 right now. Okay. I'm already building up the bag. If it comes back down, I'm going to add more to it. If it goes up, depending on the situation, I might take some profits. I might not. It just all kind of depends. And if I do, then I'm going to be hoping that it comes back down again. I could screw that up. So you got two more shots basically on a long trades with Bitcoin if you're doing a swing trade, in my opinion, and the shot up to 32. Now, this could get up to 34, 33, or 34. It just all depends. These algos will adjust when it starts moving. And then you can see, I would say probably starting around the beginning of October, it's going to go into a correction. It looks like into December. Okay. So this area right here, when Bitcoin does this, this is going to be a good season to short some of those altcoins. Okay. So here you go. You'd make the money on the way up. And in this area, you're going to go down. Okay. At least I am. And then make some money on some of those altcoins. Okay. Like the Rune coin, like the Kusama is another one. What was the other one that I posted? I'm trying to think of. Oh, K-Coin potentially, guys. K-Coin is looking terrible, man. It's looking terrible. There's a chance that could go to zero. So get down, and then in this area in December, you want to start loading up again. This is, and then there could be this thrust up here, and this actually could be a massive move, guys. This could be a 20% move. Okay, so 20% move if you're just doing 10x leverage. And if you're not familiar with leverage, you know, you probably want to keep it low till you get used to it and start ramping it up. But 10x leverage on Bitcoin is not difficult to handle if you know what you're doing. It's not. Okay. Like if I put in 10x leverage here at this 29.1, I think the liquidation would probably be down at 20, probably low 27s, maybe even 26. I'd have to check, but you can manage that. Okay. Pretty easy. But once it gets up here, you're going to want to be taking profits, and there's going to be an opportunity over here to go into short trades on Bitcoin too. Obviously, this is looking pretty nasty. I don't think it's just going to roll and start falling. It very well could, guys. When Bitcoin peaks out, you can see it's not, you see that right there, guys. So there is that potential. When the time comes, we'll take a look at that. However, in this area, I want you guys to be cautious is that you want to start removing most of your assets, anything that you have in stables, and you want to get them to cash, because I think that there could be a situation with the stable coins. Okay, so just get all your profits out, get it off the exchange, and get it to cash. Okay, as much as you can, and then if need be, if everything looks okay, you can take that cash, send it back to exchange, flip it back into Tether, and send it back over to the exchange. That's what I plan on doing, because I don't trust any of these house of cards that are starting to appear here at the top. It's pretty interesting if you think about it. Bitcoin's coming into a topping process, and all these house of cards, people are looking at them like the Curve Finance. Aave's involved with Curve because of the leveraged Curve tokens in Aave. CZ coming up with his, secretive little hand things with the 4, and there's a black box with Tether saying things like that. Even with Ethereum having some issues where they're not coming to fruition yet, but highly leveraged participants in Ethereum, where if they don't add anything to their position, they can get liquidated, I think, at $1,200 on Ethereum or $1,100. So those are things that are, that are coming to the surface, okay, a little bit. And if Bitcoin comes up and it rolls over, that is going to expose all this, guys, and it's going to be a house of cards. So that's what would be my concern with that. So you don't have to worry about it right now. It's going to be up in the right with Bitcoin all the way up until at least December, probably even January, maybe even February, guys. But I think it's going to be a slow grind, and it is a topping process. There's still a lot of moon boys out there. They're popping around my Twitter and YouTube. YouTube views, even for me, are going way, way down. People are not interested because I'm starting to flip a little bit, come in topping process. The moon boys don't want to hear about it. Typical behavior of a moon boy. That this is just going to continue to go up and to the right. And, unfortunately, I've been down this road before, guys, over here. Over here, they were doing the same thing. This is going to 100K, and you guys can see what happens next. And this is, and Bitcoin over here, this is all has the telltale signs of a corrective move, guys. Okay. And think about this too, reasonably. And nobody even thinks about the obvious. Nobody thinks about the obvious that's on this chart. The way I'm looking at it now, if Bitcoin was at 46 or 48K, I would be like, okay, yeah, this is a good potential for a bull market. But here is what one of the obvious things are. Here's Bitcoin's bottom, and look where we are now. Look how many days this is, guys. It's going on 266 days. And then if it peaks all the way out here, wherever it's going to take, you're looking at a 476, almost a 500-day move. A 500-day move. And Bitcoin just went up just over 100%, maybe 136%, guys, for that period of time on a move. Okay. That's not really a impulsive type move for Bitcoin, in my opinion, guys. Okay. You take a look at this move here. Its recent move off the bottom was a 196-day move, and it went up 300%. Okay. All right. Now I know there's counter arguments. You can use this area right here, but this area right here, okay. So Bitcoin bottom, and it went through a correction over there for 224 days, and then it went out and peaked at 294 days. You're still looking at half the time from the bottom over there all the way up, about 233% move. Go about the same time as this wave. So I'm going to go out to, let's say, almost 500 days, something like that, and you're looking at a pretty decent move up of, what was that, about almost 300% again. So this to me is it's getting extended out too long, guys. It's getting extended out way too long. And if this is over here and it's March, then you could definitely say, it's like just looking at the obvious, like 550 days. That's how many, what is that, a year and a half? Look at this. This is November of 22, and we could be going all the way in past November of 23. We'll be in March of 24, and Bitcoin is still at 36K. Think about that, guys. And then just take a look at the market, what the altcoins are doing. You won't see massive pumps in the altcoins. Okay. and then take a look at the money flow and where's the money? Is the money coming into the cryptocurrency market, guys? And the data suggests that it isn't. All right, I made that a little bit longer than I expected. I only want to make about 5 or 10 minutes, but it looks like I went on a little bit longer. Anyhow, I hope this was helpful for you guys. Up and to the right for a period of time. What my strategy is with Bitcoin, strategy is with the altcoins. Those that are new to my Discord, welcome to my Discord. Thanks for watching. Peace.